Go on. Go on. Maybe you've blown all your money on a camera, a nice lens, or expensive watches like I have, and you have nothing left over for gimbals and nice fluid head tripods, so you don't really know how to get the nice moving shots that have no shake and jitter in them. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get all the buttery, smooth motion shots you want with just a cheap tripod. I am Lee from Anything Cameras, the channel that focuses on helping you improve your filming and photography. And today, it's all about getting smooth shots on a budget. Because, frankly, not many of us actually leave budget for stabilizers when we buy cameras. Let's go. So for the cheap tripod, I'm using this newer tripod. It costs $40, and it's cheap. $40 is really cheap for a tripod. So a couple hours of work at McDonald's and you've got one of these in your pocket. But overall, it's a kind of plasticky, cheap tripod. So how are you going to get great moving shots from something like this? Well, let's throw on the camera and I'll show you. The key to getting a stable shot is having a balanced rig. It's just like this with fluid head tripods, so you need to balance the camera on the head. So let's talk about this. What we want to do to get a stable shot is make sure we have as much weight below where we're holding as we do above. So that means you can actually use a tripod just like this for a stabilizer, because we have weight down here acting as a counterweight for our camera. Now the heavier your camera is, you might need to add some weight down to the bottom. So I'll go and show you exactly how we can utilize this. First, I'm going to take the shot without using my tripod as a stabilizer, and then I'm going to go back and use my tripod as a stabilizer. So let's look at the difference. The method I just showed you is for when you want to get a tracking shot. You might be following a person, walking in front of them, tracking the head. It could also just be used for a nice cinematic clip. So you can either use your tripod by extending only one of the legs, or this tripod has a monopod built in. What you're going to want to do is extend this. This movement, you'd start the camera on the ground, tilt it to the top, and then tilt it back down to the ground on the other side. I'll show you how it's done. This movement is pretty cool, but you can also do it front to back rather than side to side. For this next trick, I would suggest using a monopod if you have one, but if you just have the tripod, that's fine. You can use it. It won't really matter. This is a crane shot, so we're going to be coming from up and above. How you do this is you just extend out your monopod or tripod, hold it up in the air over your subject. You're going to want to take the head and tilt it down somewhat, and then you just track your subject, following them along with the camera up high. Usually I like to use a wide angle lens. For this, I have an APS-C camera with a 10mm lens, which gives me a nice wide field of view. And this helps me not only make the shot look more stable, but it also helps me keep my subject in view, and it has the added bonus of making it look like you're really high up. If you use that wide angle lens, the vantage point of the camera seems way farther up than if you were shooting at, say, 24mm. This next trick is basically the opposite of the last. Instead of holding the camera up high with your monopod or tripod, we're holding it upside down. So what you want to do is collapse your tripod or monopod. And you're going to want to flip the camera over and film from this upside down angle. I'll demonstrate how you can utilize this. So as I was saying, flip that camera over and hold on to the monopod or tripod up top. Now if you're trying to get a about eye level shot, you can hold your monopod like this. However, if you want to get some low angle shots, you can extend your monopod a bit and get some really cool shots like this one. As you can see, it's really easy. It's easy to get a stable shot, and you can get some awesome shots like the one of the dogs. You can also track people's feet. You can track people's faces. It's a really handy trick, and it's one you definitely need to remember. If you're like me, when you first started out filming, you had trouble getting a smooth pan, especially on these cheap heads that you get on the really cheap cameras. Because sometimes they're kind of grindy, they don't move evenly, and it's not a fluid head, so it's really hard to move smoothly. But if Noah can just hand me... Oh my god, where'd that go?
It's right there.
Oh, there it is. You're supposed to hand me a rubber band, you can more easily get the smooth pans and tilts you are looking for. The elasticity from the rubber band hooked around the handle while you pull helps the pressure stay constant so that the pan is nice and smooth. Let me show you. Here's what the pan looks like without a rubber band. See, sometimes it's hard to get an even pressure for a nice smooth pan. Like right there, you can see some jitteriness in the shot. There we go. Now, if you want a bonus tip to help you get a shot like this, you can go and sign up for our email list and we'll send you a video on how to get this shot. It's really cool, and all you need is a basic tripod just like these hacks.